Arsenal dominate Chelsea as Arteta's tactical genius shines at the Emirates. On a night that will be remembered by Arsenal fans for years to come, the Gunners delivered a powerful statement by defeating Chelsea in a high-intensity Premier League clash. This was not just a win over a London rival. It was a footballing lesson, a tactical masterclass, and a clear reminder that under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal are no longer a project. They are a finished, elite machine. From the first whistle to the final roar of the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal controlled the narrative of the match. Chelsea arrived with big names, expensive signings, and high expectations, but they left humbled, outplayed, and tactically outsmarted. At the centre of it all stood Mikel Arteta, calm, calculated, and brilliant. A rivalry fueled by ambition. Arsenal versus Chelsea has always been more than just 3 points. It is a clash of identities, philosophies, and pride. Chelsea came into the match hoping to disrupt Arsenal's title momentum and prove that their rebuilding process was bearing fruit. Arsenal, on the other hand, were determined to show consistency, maturity, and authority. Arteta made it clear before kickoff, this was a match to be won with intelligence, not emotion. Arteta's tactical blueprint. From the team selection alone, it was evident that Arteta had studied Chelsea deeply. Arsenal lined up in a flexible 4-3-3 that morphed into a 3-2-5 in possession, a system that has become a signature of Arteta's philosophy. The fullbacks inverted into midfield. The wingers stayed high and wide. The central midfielders controlled tempo. The press was coordinated, ruthless, and intelligent. Chelsea struggled immediately. Every passing lane they tried to use was blocked. Every build-up attempt was suffocated. This was not chaos. It was organised dominance. Midfield control. Where the game was won. The heart of Arsenal's superiority lay in midfield. Arteta set his team to own the centre of the pitch, and Chelsea simply couldn't cope. Arsenal's midfielders pressed in triangles, recycled possession with confidence, and dictated the rhythm of the match. Chelsea's expensive midfield looked disjointed, often chasing shadows while Arsenal calmly passed their way out of pressure. This is where Arteta's intelligence stood out most. He didn't just want possession, he wanted useful possession. Arsenal constantly moved Chelsea out of shape, forcing mistakes, opening half spaces, and creating numerical advantages. The first goal, a product of planning. When Arsenal opened the scoring, it felt inevitable. The goal came from a perfectly executed sequence. Calm build-up from the back. A quick switch of play. A sharp movement between the lines. A decisive final pass. A clinical finish. Chelsea's defensive structure collapsed because Arsenal knew exactly where to hurt them. Arteta didn't celebrate wildly. He simply nodded. He had seen this moment on the training ground. Chelsea's reaction, and Arsenal's maturity. Chelsea attempted to respond by increasing intensity and pushing numbers forward. But this is where Arsenal showed how far they have come. In past seasons, Arsenal might have panicked. Under Arteta's guidance, they now show patience, discipline, and control. They slowed the game when needed, pressed aggressively at the right moments, and never lost their shape. Chelsea had possession spells, but they lacked penetration. Arsenal allowed them the ball in harmless areas, then struck with precision when opportunities arose. This was game management at the highest level. The second goal, killer instinct. If the first goal was about structure, the second was about mentality. Arsenal sensed Chelsea's frustration and punished it. A quick transition caught Chelsea's backline disorganised. One sharp pass broke the lines, and the finish was ruthless. At that moment, the match tilted decisively. The Emirates erupted. Chelsea looked stunned. Defensive solidity, Arteta's silent weapon. While the attacking play caught the headlines, Arsenal's defensive organisation was equally impressive. Every Chelsea attack met resistance. Centre-backs were calm and dominant. Full-backs tracked runners intelligently. The midfield shield protected the defence perfectly. Arteta has transformed Arsenal into a team that defends as a unit, not as individuals. Communication was constant. Positioning was flawless. Chelsea's attackers were forced into low-percentage shots and hopeful crosses. Second-half adjustments. Chess, not checkers. At half-time, Chelsea changed shape and personnel. Many managers would panic in response. Arteta did not. Instead, he made subtle tweaks. Slightly deeper defensive line to bait pressure. Faster vertical passes to exploit space, rotational movements in midfield to maintain control. These changes killed Chelsea's momentum before it could grow. This is what separates good coaches from elite ones, the ability to solve problems before they become dangerous. Arteta's touchline presence. Throughout the match, Arteta was animated but composed. He communicated constantly with his players, giving clear instructions, encouraging discipline, and demanding intensity. Every substitution made sense. Every tactical shift had purpose. This was a manager in total command of his team. The final whistle. A statement. Victory. When the referee blew the final whistle, the scoreboard told one story, but the performance told a bigger one. Arsenal didn't just beat Chelsea. They outthought them. They outplayed them. They outcoached them. The players applauded the fans. Arteta hugged his staff. There was no arrogance, only quiet confidence. Why this match proves Arteta is a genius. This victory was not about luck, refereeing, or individual brilliance alone. It was about tactical clarity, psychological preparation, collective intelligence, long-term vision. Arteta has built a team that understands football deeply. Players know their roles, they trust the system, they believe in the process. Beating Chelsea like this shows that Arsenal are no longer chasing standards. They are setting them. What this means for Arsenal's season. This win sends a powerful message to the rest of the league. Arsenal are mentally strong, tactically advanced, physically prepared, emotionally mature. They are not afraid of big matches. They do not fear pressure. They thrive in it. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal are a team with identity, ambition, and belief. Final thoughts. Football is often about moments, but greatness is about patterns. What we saw against Chelsea was not a one-off. It was the result of years of planning, learning, and growth. Mikel Arteta has turned Arsenal into a modern football powerhouse. This victory over Chelsea was another chapter in that story, written with intelligence, discipline, and authority. For Arsenal fans, this was more than just a win. It was proof.